Albatross Tours are very different because they're designed specifically for you, Australians and New Zealanders. You'll be travelling to the other side of the world. It's not a short holiday, it's a trip of a lifetime. So you've got to make sure you do it properly. So why are tours different? First of all, longer stays, 2, 3, 4 and 5 night stops, up to 7 on Christmas tours. Smaller groups, themed hotels and some genuinely authentic experiences, real experiences that set Europe alight. And they're included. They're very inclusive tours. You know, Albatross Tours are different. Our style of touring is totally different. You know, everybody hates packing and unpacking bags every night. That's the wrong way to tour. 1 and 2 night stops, no good. That's why our tours, our summer tours, 2, 3, 4 and 5 night stops. Christmas tours, even 7 night stops. It's about settling into a hotel and doing what we call hub and spoke touring, going out on a daily basis and coming back. It means not having to check in and check out every morning. It means when you get back at night, you don't have to go to your room to dash down to dinner. You can go to the bar, you can go for a walk, or you can go to the room and get ready for dinner. It's your choices, and often you have time to do all of those. That's why on our tours we have, on our summer tours, no 1 night stops. Apart from maybe the first or last night, there are no 1 night stops. 2 nights is the minimum, the absolute minimum. The average is about 3 and sometimes 4 or 5. It's about the pleasure of the experience of travelling through Europe. It is about travelling being easier. It is about less early starts. It is about less driving distances, less time on the coach, more free time, more relaxing in the destinations you have travelled so far to see. With Albatross, your days are easier. Group size is also really important. It makes sense that if you're in the Dordogne and you're on a barge going down the River Dordogne and the capacity is only 30 passengers, that if you have a group like our summer tours of 28 maximum, then it makes sense it's much easier to operate. Touring is much more manageable. Now, our summer tours are capped at 28 passengers. Our Christmas and Anzac tours are capped at 40. Now, our average group size in summer is actually only 22, which means you're travelling with a small group of fellow Australians and New Zealanders, like-minded people, experiencing Europe, and with the sizes so much more manageable, it's quicker to get on and off the coach, you get better service from your tour managers, and the whole experience is just so much more personable. Our coaches are full-size coaches, luxury coaches, 40, 45 seats, private facilities on board, but it also means that you have so much more personal space. In fact, if our average group size is 22, everyone gets a window seat. Albatross Tours are genuinely inclusive because I insist they are. I hate hidden extras. I hate it when you get a quote on something and you find this little bit's not included or that's extra, and then there's GST in the bottom. I like to have a bottom line quote. I think that's fair and I think that's honest. I believe that if something should be included in a tour and you know it should be included up front, then you should include it and not leave it for a later charged optional extra. To me, that's just wrong. Now, when I say our tours are inclusive, I mean that if we go on an excursion, you don't pay extra. If you see it in the brochure, it's quite clear it's included. And because it's included, and because we have longer stays, it means we can balance the days out much better. So if we go on an excursion to Neuschwanstein Castle or to Chateau Chillon in Switzerland, it is included, and the guide is included, the entrance is included, and the excursion is included. And that's important, because your time away is valuable, just as your time when not touring, your free time. So they're genuinely inclusive. So what is actually included in an Albatross tour? Well, as mentioned, all sightseeing, all entrances, all scenic drives, special journeys, tasting experience, the restaurant twist, and that is that if there's a special meal out, that's what's included, as opposed to not being included and sold as an extra. All your tips, end of tour tips to your tour manager, driver and local guides. These hidden things. Breakfast of course hit daily, usually buffet, often with a hot selection. Tea and coffee, and usually or always a glass of wine, soft drink or beer, with dinners. Now, the coaches are first class. Our hotel accommodation, it also includes porterage. Services of a highly experienced tour manager, and of course there's free Wi-Fi on most coaches and hotels. Experiences come with inclusions. When selecting hotels for our tours, we actually avoid looking at the big multi-chain hotels, the Hiltons, the Sofotels, those sort of hotels that could be the same room in this city or that around the world. To me, if you're going to Europe, you should really experience what the history, the culture, the differences of what Europe is and what it was. They have a treasured heritage of thousands of years. Let's capture that. So for me, rather than waking up in a room that is just simple, bland and the same as everywhere else, I'd like to open my eyes and look at a wooden beam that's 800 years old, or walk downstairs and there's a fireplace that somebody 500 years ago once stoked. I like to walk out of my room upon flagstones and pavers that servants walked up and down once, a long time ago. So we have unique properties all across Europe that we choose and we wish to choose. And of course, having smaller group sizes means we can choose properties that large groups just simply cannot consider. Example, Castelbrando, north of Venice. A beautiful castle. 2,000 years ago it was a fort. 900 years ago they created it into a palace, and now it is a hotel, our hotel. For instance, in Matera, in the heel of Italy, we stay in caves. They do have luxury facilities, but these caves, it's said that if you met a local who lived in the caves, their family could have lived in the same home for 9,000 years. That's an experience. Nearby is Albatross, where we stay in beehive huts called trulli. And then we stay in Pestana Palace, where the furniture is antique, and we sit in it, we move around in it, we dine in it. We have pre-dinner drinks in the bar there. It's about the style of a hotel, it's about an elegance of the hotel. Of course they're first class, of course they have private facilities, but they have so much more. Albatross, we also, regardless whether it's Christmas or summer, provide authentic experiences. I don't mean just going seeing a Venetian glass blowing exhibition or going to see leather demonstration in Florence. That's not what I'm talking about. Authentic experiences like in the south of France, there are these inlets on the Côte d'Azur, the Azure coast, these inlets called Les Calanques, they're World Heritage listed. We go on a boat cruise around them. We have time to do that for half a day. Or down in the Dordogne, we jump on a barge and cruise down the river. Or just beforehand in a place called La Roque-Jacques, delightful old troglodytic town on the Dordogne, we actually learn to play pétanque or boules. In the Zilla Valley, we jump on a steam train and go out to Meyerhofen. The list is so numerous. These are all, by the way, always included. And quite often they have a tilt suited for Australians, like in England. We'll go to Whitby, the Captain Cook Trail. Or we go in Nottingham, we go to the Guildhall of Justice, where you're given a cell number and you are tried and you're convicted and you're sentenced to death, or worse still, deportation to Australia. That's the difference. Authentic experiences. Experience is everything. We at Albatross here have over 20 years experience servicing the needs of Australians and New Zealanders to Europe and Turkey. We only do Europe and Turkey. We are specialists in Europe and Turkey. Our tours are designed specifically for a purpose, and all the time we are investigating, enhancing, changing and making our tours better. There are thousands and thousands, literally thousands, of Australians and New Zealanders coming back again and again with us. People must like what we do.